a senior, and I'm studying to be a Mr. Trout technology education teacher. So I'm going to do a lesson on the planer, which is this machine right here. The planer is very similar to the joiner. You guys know what the joiner is, right? Anyone point to it? That's right, everyone can. The only difference is the blades on the joiner is below the wood, and the planer it's above it. So if I lift this up, you guys won't have to do this ever, but I can do this when you guys, after the video, you come around and see if you just ask me. There's three main components in here. There's the in-feed roller, the blades, which are knives, and the out-feed roller is on the backside. The knives are just like the joiner. You can only cut on two surfaces. I'm going to use your board here. You can only cut on the face of the board, which is this part, and the edge. But if you try putting a board through here like this, you're crazy. That's probably one of the worst things you could ever do. It's just fly everywhere. So that's that. And then the other components of this planer is the table, which will adjust the height by using this handle here. And this will change the thickness of your wood when you get to precision. And there's also a gauge here, but for this application, what we're going to use today, you don't need to worry about the gauge. There's two motors on this. There's one that runs the knives, and there's one that runs the power in-feed. So that's why there's two buttons. And when you turn this thing on, you need to go from right to left. And in the emergency stop, you just twist it, and it'll lock in place, just like the bandsaw and other machines. So a little bit of safety for this. You always want to have your safety glasses on when you're using any tool in the shop. And the other big concern with this is when you're feeding this in, your finger is underneath the board. It gets pinched between the board and the table. And the roller is actually under spring power, and it's heavy spring power, so it's going to pinch your finger really good. It's going to hurt like heck. Another concern is getting any kind of clothing, your tie, your hair, into the machine or your fingers. So you want to make sure your fingers don't ever go past the in-feed table. So the main objective for the blanket chest that you guys are doing right now is to get the thickest piece of wood out and make sure it's clean, all the glue spots are off of it, and that's a consistent thickness. That's all we're worried about right now. So to do that, to set this up, you lower the table down going counterclockwise, and then clockwise is going to raise the table up. So you lower it down, and you want to be moving this board in and out, and make sure you're past the roller. And then what you do is raise it as you're moving this, and it's going to pinch the wood between the roller and the table. So right there, it's snug. So I take a look down here at my handle, I back it a half a turn off, pull my piece of wood out, then return the handle to the original position. So now I'm ready to go. So I pop out the power, and I'm going to turn on the blades first, which is the right button, and then the power in-feed table. So you can actually hear the table, the in-feed rollers turn on if you listen carefully enough. Did anyone hear that? Really? I'll do it again. You guys that didn't hear it. Okay, so now both of them are running. So I'm going to come behind and just push it in. The first time it's not going to take anything off. Because we just got to the highest point on here. And every time you go through, you just flip it 180, like this. And once you make contact, you go a half a turn, half a turn, half a turn. And it's not like the joiner where you can just keep going. You don't have to reset everything. Every time you want to, you put the board through, you have to reset it so it takes off a little bit more. So now I'm going to adjust it another half a turn, turn it back on. I'm still just raising the surface. And when you're using this machine, you want to always have the dust collector on. Because this thing's going to produce a lot of wood chips, and you need to make sure they're getting out because it can clog the knives and not give you a good cut. So does anyone know how to turn on the dust collector in here? Any idea? Anybody? You? How do you do it?
there.
Buttons over there, that's right. There's a white switch over there, which is just a light switch. Just turn on and off the lights. And then the other switch over there with the silver plate around it, with the green and red button, is a dust collector. So Mr. Trout, will you turn that on for me? Thank you. So now you hear it starting up, so you want to wait until it gets going. Now we're going to take some wood off. That's now consistent in thickness. We don't really care what thickness it is, as long as it's as thick as possible, and all the glue spots are off it. The only thing you're left with now that you have to worry about is these lines. These are from the in-feed and out-feed rollers. So what the next step would be is sanding these lines off. So is there any questions? How to use this? Anyone want to come up and check out the knives? I can open that up quick before we get started. Alright guys, thank you.